Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for August 5th, 2023. And this week, we're going to talk about The Haunted Mansion. Or rather, Disney Haunted Mansion. A horrible name for a movie. But before that, we'll do that at the end, because I'm going to get a little spoilery on that. So before that, let's do the other talky talk, which is to say that it is apparently now full-on Halloween season. Apparently August 1st is now the kickoff. I know the Disney Home Store in downtown Disney has all their Halloween stuff out. Sadly, I am not there to buy any of it. And Bath and Body Works already has their full Halloween display set up. Spirit Halloween stores are already opening. Sadly, not one near me yet. The nearest one that's open as of last night is a full hour away still, and I'm not willing to drive that far when I'm not 100% sure they'll even have what I'm looking for. There are like 3 or 4 opening directly around me, some within like 20 minutes drive, and actually less than that, like 10 minutes drive. And there are some things I am going to try to get. For example, I mentioned, I think in the last Haunted Mansion episode a couple weeks ago, that on the Spirit Halloween website, they still didn't show a female version of him, the other library bust. Well, a couple weeks ago, the flagship Spirit store opened, and I've mentioned before that I watch The Carpetbagger, and he was there for it, and I don't think he pointed them out, but he did show the female library bust is available this year, and it's on their website now. It wasn't on their website a couple weeks ago, but it's there now. So I hope to get that, and I kind of want to take a look. They have these hitchhiking ghost masks. I kind of want to take a look at them and see. I mean, I don't know what I would do with them if I got them, but I kind of want to see what they look like in person. They are pretty cute in the pictures, but I'm waiting to see one of the like less than hour-long drive Spirit stores to open up near me. So I suspect they're just trying to get enough staff to actually open the stores at this point. But yeah, it's full on Halloween now. I think Lowe's has their stuff out, and I saw that Cracker Barrel have their stuff out like last month. So yeah, Halloween is starting in August now. I guess that's because prediction, and we're leaving Hallmark out of this prediction. Hallmark's just an outlier with the holiday stuff anyways. My prediction is before the end of September, we will see Christmas stuff in the shops. So before we talk about the Haunted Mansion movie, we do have Haunted Mansion stuff to look at. 3 items to be exact, all in the same art style as each other. And we'll start with the smallest thing. I'm not going to move the camera down today because it's just the one thing, but it's this. Let's take it out of its plastic wrapper. This did actually arrive in really good condition. It's not bent. Let's see if I can keep it that way. But opening it, let's just cut the tape, I guess. There we go. Why stress the box if I don't have to? But yeah, the card seems to be in perfect condition. And yeah, a couple weeks ago they released a couple different Haunted Mansion pins. There's also a D23 pin, and there's been some like movie pins released, or like a movie pin released since then, which I have not ordered. Did order the D23 one, though. Hopefully we'll have that the next time we talk about Haunted Mansion stuff. But this was sold as, I think it was a mini jumbo pin. It was like $30. And I'm gonna be honest, they're definitely putting the mini in jumbo here. I was expecting something maybe not like boxed, but something bigger than this. It is quite heavy though. It is double pin backed. It is a pretty substantial. It's pin on pin. We do have kind of a picture frame around the main body of the pin, but it's a nice pin. It features a lot of your necessities. You have, of course, the Haunted Mansion plaque, hitchhiking ghosts. We have our stretching room candelabra, candelabra, that's right. Candlestick, candle holder. We've got Madame Leota, we've got the singing busts, we've got the conservatory corpse, we've got Constance, and we've got the Hatbox Ghost. And really, other than the caretaker, I don't know what else I could possibly ask for on here. It is very nice. It's definitely a unique style, and I'm surprised they aren't like letting us know what artist of this style is from, because they have a whole series of stuff done in this like exact art style. In fact, they have a Madame Leota pin. Looks like that exact Madame Leota just by herself. I didn't get that one. This art style doesn't speak to me all that much. It's nice and all, but I figured this pin was a good one from that set. I didn't need the Madame Leota as well. But yeah, 30 bucks I think is maybe a little much for this pin. It doesn't do anything, right? The frame doesn't like slide or open, or no, I didn't think so. Yeah, a Jumbo Mini. I guess that's a term I will have to keep an eye out for from Disney in the future, to know that Jumbo Mini means, what, 4 postage stamps? Not, definitely on the minier side of Jumbo. But still, it's a nice pin. It's nicely done. The art's nice. The colors pop really nicely. I don't believe it's like blacklight reactive or anything, but it is nice. And it's also the same art style as the other 2 items we're looking at this week. The next is my wife's, and I think she's been waiting, actually, because we got these a couple weeks ago, and she's been waiting to get a chance to wear them, because I've kind of held them hostage until I did the video, and that is the new Haunted Mansion Crocs. You know what we didn't realize is that there, I guess, were previously wallpaper patterned Haunted Mansion Crocs. The Carpetbagger actually has been wearing them in some of his recent videos, and I don't think we ever saw those. But my wife did like these. We ordered a set of them. They're, again, in that same exact art style, so you can kind of see, although a little stretched out maybe there. So you can maybe get a better look at the art. Plus, kind of cool is it does come with a whole bunch of little Crocs decorations. I think they do come off, right? These ones maybe these ones don't. We actually got some at the state fair that are like, they can pop in the holes. These ones actually do seem to be permanently affixed, so I didn't know that when we ordered it. But that's fine. But we do have, again, your required group of people on here. We've got the logo, we've got Constance, we've got the cat, which was not on the pin. We've got Ezra, Gus, Phineas, the caretaker, and Madame Leota. So we are missing Hatbox here. I mean, he's on the shoe, but he doesn't get a little bobble. I have never worn Crocs. I don't think they actually make them in my size. So my wife will have to wear them vicariously for me. She's been wearing a Disney set that we got. I think we got it through Shop Disney. I think when we went to the park, we kept not finding her size. I don't know if they just don't carry it in the park, or if it's just really popular and it's sold out at the time. But yeah, she now has some Haunted Mansion Crocs, which I guess I think she's going to use them mostly for the indoor. I do like, or I don't know if I like, but I think it's interesting that we have this kind of pink and blue rendition of the stretching room wallpaper. I assume that's what that's supposed to be. That's what makes me think of as the stretching room wallpaper. And yeah, it's definitely vibrant. I wonder how long Crocs last ultimately when you wear them. I've never had a pair. And the last item is mine. And it's kind of something I was looking for when we went to Disneyland last winter back in November, December. And I ended up getting myself a magic band with the stretching room portraits on it, because that was the only Haunted Mansion band they had. But what I would have bought if they'd had it is this one. Now, we're still not, here we go. We're still not collecting magic bands. Yes, my wife has like 3 now and I have 2, but we're not collecting magic bands. I bought this one because it is the Haunted Mansion. It is specifically Hatbox Ghost. And yeah, you notice the box is not in mint condition here, which is fine. I do, next time we go to Disneyland, unless like a better Haunted Mansion one comes out between now and then, this will be the band that I wear to Disneyland. So I mean, it's going to come out of the box eventually anyways, but it was shipped like in a padded mailer, and it was not handled in the nicest way. But we do have some different artwork on this one a little bit. We do, of course, have Hatbox, but looks like we have, I don't know if that's supposed to be a cast member or if that's the ghost host in there. Get in good and close for you. Well, not too close, it'll get blurry. We have like a cast member. We have a female cast member in the maid costume. And then we have some similar artwork to what's on the pin. The singing busts, Constance, Hatbox again. Ooh, sorry about my voice there. That was not great. We've got the opera ghosts. We got the eyes. It's nice, yeah. It's this is kind of what I was looking for when I got my Haunted Mansion Magic Band last year, and now I have one that's more like what I was after. I just now need to go to Disneyland again. So that's it for this week. Obviously, this is not going to be the last of the Haunted Mansion videos, because again, as soon as I go to Spirit, we'll have at least a couple more items for another video, probably in a couple of weeks. So now let's talk about the movie. So I said in last week's video that we were going to go and see Haunted Mansion probably like right after the video released, and we did. And I think I said in that video that as long as it's better than the 2003 movie, I would be content. And you know what? It's a lot better than the 2003 movie. And here's where things are going to get spoilery. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want spoilers, you'll want to stop here. So the movie follows Rosario Dawson as Gabby. She, of course, is going to be in the upcoming Ahsoka movie. She was in Clerks 2 and 3 and Sin City and a whole bunch of stuff. And her son, Travis, as they arrive, apparently after, judging by how long they are driving around New Orleans and how many times they passed Lakeith Stanfield's Ben while he does his little walking tour, clearly they got lost. But they arrive at Gracie Manor. It's filthy, it's dirty, it's fully furnished though. Apparently Gabby has not seen it before purchasing it. Otherwise, I mean, I feel like you'd have sent a cleaning crew in or something. And, you know, they go in and it's, for a Haunted Mansion fan, it's just beautiful from the start. It's well designed. You can already start to see bits and pieces from the ride represented in it. Travis goes to find his bedroom, which apparently was Constance's room at some point. And I really loved the bed in that scene. I don't think we ever see it again. But the way the bed is designed to look like just a menacing mouth is just a beautiful piece of design. I don't think it's from any version of the ride. It doesn't look familiar to me anyways. Maybe it's in a Florida room or it's a Phantom Manor reference. It doesn't look familiar to me, but it was a beautifully done piece. And Travis pretty much instantly starts to get menaced. Keeps seeing Constance out of the corner of his eye, and has a run-in with a suit of armor. And goes to tell his mom, well, you know, this place is haunted. And of course, like any mom in any haunted house movie, she says, no, it's not. Just relax. I know it's cold. I will light a vanilla scented candle. It'll warm things right up. And then she notices a suit of armor standing behind her son. And they do the thing that nobody ever does in a haunted movie, which is nope on out of there. Not that it does them a lot of good, because as anybody who's a fan of the Haunted Mansion knows, a ghost will follow you home. So cut ahead to a drunken Ben, Lakeith Stanfield's character. He was in, I think, Sorry to Bother You? What was that one? The one with the phone. I think it was called Sorry to Bother You. And I think he was in Knives Out as well. His love, I don't know if, at this point, it's not clear if it's his wife or his girlfriend. I think it becomes clear shortly. We're spoilering it. It's his wife. Is gone. We haven't revealed yet where she is. And he is woken up from a drunken stupor by Father Kent, Loki's Owen Wilson, also Cars and 100 other things, who offers him a significant amount of money to bring his ghost camera to the Gracie Manor and investigate. And Ben tells him no, because Ben is a miserable drunk. And Father Kent offers him a large amount of money. And Ben needs a large amount of money, and so says yes. Shows up at Gracie Manor, no batteries for the camera, proceeds to just kind of make clicky noises, which you would think wouldn't fool anybody. Ultimately says there's nothing here, tries to leave, and finds himself being menaced later on by the sea captain. And then it becomes clear that, of course, once you enter the mansion, you really can't leave it. Eventually, as the movie progresses, we also introduce Tiffany Haddish's Harriet, who is a kind of shady storefront medium, and Bruce, played by Danny DeVito, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, as a professor who has a lifelong interest in the paranormal. And together, they try to piece together why there are so many ghosts in the mansion, what they appear to be running from, especially at midnight. And I feel like it's not worth going over the rest of the plot from there. Either you've seen it or you haven't. But I mentioned last week, I think, that I listened to some of the soundtrack, and the soundtrack contained a spoiler, and we will mention that now, that Hatbox Ghost has a name now. I don't know if this is canon to the ride, but in the movie, he is Alistair Crump, and played by Jared Leto. And honestly, don't let that dissuade you. He's really doesn't say all that much. I mean, it's a very over-the-top character, so it works for him. But it's not Suicide Squad Joker, so don't be afraid of that. But he's not bad. I didn't find him distracting or annoying or offensive, so yay. But I did really enjoy the movie. This is a movie for Haunted Mansion fans. If you're just looking for a horror movie or like a haunted house movie, this is probably not going to do it for you, because this is a movie for Haunted Mansion fans. Every scene is full of references to the ride. While the main part of the movie takes place in what is clearly the Anaheim mansion, we do see the Florida mansion as well. It's not in very much of it, but it's important, it's relevant, and there's a kind of a joke about it being a couple hours away from the New Orleans mansion, which I'm guessing is a reference to probably how long it takes to drive from New Orleans to Florida. There's a lot of references like that too. At one point when Gabby's trying to tell her knowledge of the history of Gracie Manor, she makes a point about that there's a lot of conflicting stories about the mansion's origins, which is undoubtedly a reference to, I think, not just fan theories about the mansion story, but just the fact that there is no one set story to the mansion's origin. They pulled stuff from a whole bunch of different ideas they had to make the ride to begin with. So my thoughts on the movie are, it's pretty darn good. I was a little surprised to see Constance play a fairly minor role. The scene we see of her in the trailer is pretty much the only scene she has to herself. She does appear towards the end of the movie, but she's kind of relegated to being Hatbox's henchman, which is weird because in the ride, at least, it feels like she's fairly important as an antagonist, and she clearly has the same history in the movie. You do even see the portraits with the disappearing heads of her husbands, and you see some headless husbands as well. We get to see Master Gracie. We do get to see, in smaller versions, the opera ghosts are there, the executioner ghost shows up, the hitchhiking ghosts show up, and of course Jamie Lee Curtis as Madame Leota, who has not the biggest part but is an important part, and her scenes are well done. We get to see her both alive and in the crystal ball. And yeah, I mean, there's honestly, there's only two things in the movie that jump out to me as being missing. And ironically, one of them is the thing that the 2003 movie did get right, which is the singing busts. I do not recall the singing busts appearing anywhere in the movie. We do see busts, but they're, I think, more like the ones outside the Florida queue, and of course the library busts. But yeah, with the singing busts, I do not recall making an appearance. And the other thing is, don't stay through the credits. There is no post-credit scene, which means there is no little Leota hurry back, which is, I found supremely disappointing. Now, it's supremely disappointing in a movie that was supremely not disappointing. So it's a minor thing. It just feels like a horrible missed opportunity. Now, the hurry back reference does happen. It's actually early in the movie, and Alistair says it to the fleeing, I think it's the very beginning, it's like Gabby and Travis. When they're fleeing, he kind of follows them out to the end of the property and does call after them to hurry back. But yeah, those are the only two real criticisms I have. Honestly, everything else is, we have the four-dimensional room from the Florida mansions there. We don't see the casket in the conservatory, but we do see the black roses that decorate his coffin. We see the blackbird on Leota's chair. We get references to doom buggies. It's everything that the Eddie Murphy movie wasn't. Now, what it isn't, I feel, it is not the start of a franchise. We're not going to have, in 20 years, we're not going to have Haunted Mansion 6 with the actual ghost of Danny DeVito and Rosario Dawson in a hover-round being chased around by ghosts. I don't think this is going to have legs like Pirates of the Caribbean did, but it's a really good movie for Haunted Mansion fans. It's not a good movie for people who don't care that much about Haunted Mansion, but if you're like me, if your house contains 999 happy haunts but has room for 1,000, we don't have room for 1,000, but we'll get there eventually anyways. If you're that kind of person, if you're the kind of person that buys Haunted Mansion Park Pals, Haunted Mansion Lego, Haunted Mansion Doorables, if you're that person, this is a movie for you. This is a movie that speaks to you. This is a movie that acknowledges your existence in a way the 2003 one completely failed to do. Also, while the soundtrack is not as strong as 2003's, honestly, 2003's best feature was its soundtrack, and the soundtrack in this is not as strong as that one was. It does have some very nice plays with the Grim Grinning Ghost song, which I definitely do need to get the soundtrack if it's on physical media, because about half of it will be on my Halloween playlist. Well, one way or the other, it'll be on my Halloween playlist, just a matter of whether I get to buy a CD or not. But it is really good. I cannot recommend it enough to Haunted Mansion fans. One good thing is, since it came out in July, it will undoubtedly be on Disney Plus for the Halloween season. Once we actually get into October proper, I'm sure it'll be on there already. So you can watch it again in the comfort of your own home. Maybe marathon it with Muppets Haunted Mansion, just cutting off the closing credits, and maybe watch the Eddie. I think I said months ago I would watch the Eddie Murphy movie again before going to see the new movie. I did not do that, but I will commit to watching the movie at some point before Halloween. Maybe when they release the new movie on Disney Plus, I'll watch the Eddie Murphy one again, and then watch the new one, and then I can appreciate the new one that much more. Yep, I loved it. It's not a 10 out of 10, but it is a fantastic movie. I loved seeing it in theaters. I love just that it speaks to us Haunted Mansion fans in a respectful manner that, honestly, I never really thought we would see. But I think that's enough rambling for this week. I've never done a movie review on this channel before, can you tell? And that's why it's all a big disjointed mess, because you'd think I would have written this stuff out. I did not. It's all off top of the head here. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Recommend you see it in theaters if you like the Haunted Mansion. I recommend you see it again when it goes on Disney Plus. And I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, go ahead, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.